CEO, I'm Nimi Ashivachu, and this is just more powerful downloads for my people. In this video, I'm finna tell you and also show you how you do not have mitochondrial DNA and how every other race is humans. White people are humans, which are animals, and how humans are literally from Africa, and how humans are literally genetically engineered. And now this is why it's important for you to not call yourself a human. You are not a human. A human means earthly being as opposed to the gods. That's the etymology of the word human. To call yourself a human is to call yourself less than. We are gods and goddesses, literally. And I've been explaining that in my previous videos. Just go back and look. Now, the reason why they say all humans trace back to Africa and have this one female who they can trace back to. See, what they don't tell you is that one female is a monkey, literally, because humans are animals. Humans come from monkeys. They are genetically engineered with monkeys. That is how they trace back their lineage with mitochondria. Mitochondria comes from animals, and it traces back all the way back to a monkey, literally. In Africa is where their first ancestors lived. Literally, the mitochondria Eve gene traced back to a monkey that was in Africa, that originated from Africa. And the word mitochondria come from, of course, a white person named Carl Bender. He made up mitochondria. And the word mitochondria is a Greek word. Mitos meaning thread, chondro meaning grain. Put it together, mitochondria. They all share this maternal ancestor, which is a monkey. And guess what? Carl first spotted mitochondria in a cell of insects' muscles. Literally, that's where he first spotted mitochondria. And also, mitochondria can only be passed down from mother to offspring. Males do not transmit mitochondria. Because like I always tell y'all, this realm is a feminine planet. Mother Earth is feminine. This is feminine energy. And our goddesses were the first goddesses here. Female organisms was here way before males. That's including our goddesses and even the animals. This is why they lineage trace back to one female, because female organisms was here before males. And before I get into the genetic engineering part, I'm finna show you everything that I just said. And as you can see, the scientific consensus that human origins trace back to Africa is based on a vast body of independent evidence beyond just Homo sapien bones. This includes the fossil records of earlier ancestral hominins spanning millions of years. The highest level of human genetic diversity residing in African population today, and the evolutionary lineage of their closest living primate relatives. And as you can see, the word mitochondria was coined in 1898 by the German microbiologist Carl Bender. He derived the term from two Greek words, mitos meaning thread, chondra meaning grain. Carl Bender created the name in 1898 after observing the structures and developing sperm cells. Albert Vaughan first spotted them in insect muscle cells in 1857. Everything goes back to animals. And as you can see, in a landmark 1987 study, researchers traced human mitochondrial DNA to conclude that all living humans share a common maternal ancestor who lived in Africa roughly 200,000 years ago. And it has not been that long. By analyzing these variants, the work established a phylogenetic tree that rooted humanity's oldest maternal branch in Africa and popularized the concept of mitochondria Eve. Now, as you can see, analyzing mtDNA, which is mitochondrial DNA, from ancient remains such as Neanderthals helps clarify evolutionary branches and divergence, timelines between modern humans and extinct hominins. African populations display the highest level of mitochondrial diversity, and all non-African mitochondrial DNA lineages form a subset of that diversity. This strongly supports the origin of modern Homo sapiens in Africa before expanding globally. And as you can see, genetic analysts of global population indicate that all living humans share an uninterrupted maternal lineage from a single common female ancestor, termed mitochondria Eve, who lived in Africa roughly 100,000 to 200,000 years ago. But we know it hasn't been that long. White people have not been on this planet for that long. And as you can see, Passed from mother to offspring, male do not transmit it. So if a cracker tell you to go back to Africa, nah, tell them to go back to Africa because they literally come from Africa. Their ancestors is literally from Africa, literally, scientifically. And as you can see, the etymology of the word human literally means earthly being as opposed to the gods, like I always tell y'all. Now I'm finna get into the genetically engineering part because white people and humans, literally, they all share DNA with multiple animals because they are genetically engineered, literally. And as you can see, humans share varying percentages of DNA with all living animals due to common evolutionary ancestry, ranging from nearly 99% with their closest primate relatives to foundational baseline percentages with more distant creatures, animals. Look at this shit. 98% with chimpanzees, 99%, gorillas, 98%, orangutan, 96%, gibbons and monkeys, 93 or 96%, cats, dogs, mice, cattle, and elephants, 80 to 90%, acorn worms, 70%, fruit flies, 60 to 61%, chicken, birds, 60%, jellyfish, 60%. They share that much DNA with animals because they are genetically engineered. And I'm going to furthermore prove to you how they are genetically engineered. But now you know why they smell like dogs when they are wet. Because literally, they share 90% DNA with dogs. They share DNA with 16 other animals. Shit crazy. And they also share DNA with pigs, 98%. This is why pigs have closer organs to them, literally. Pigs and humans have damn near the same organs. This is why they use pig organs to literally save humans. They use pig organs in surgery to save humans. And as you can see, pigs have organs that are very close in size, structure, and function to human organs. This makes pigs primary candidates for research. And it says transplant animal organs into humans. Adult pig organs match the physical size of human organs much better than smaller animals like mice or rats. Pigs share similar omnivorous digestive layouts, cardiovascular designs, and solid organ functions. Pigs are farmed globally, bred quickly, and carry fewer ethical hurdles or pathogen transfer risks than non-human primates. And as you can see, pig heart valves are already used routinely in human heart valve replacement surgeries. They literally use pig organs to save them because pigs are their family. That is their fucking family. That is straight facts. And guess what? They already made a human hybrid pig. It's called a chimera. Literally, they took human DNA cells, mixed it with a pig, and made a hybrid human pig. As you can see, in January 2017, science announced the creation of the first human-pig hybrid, chimeras, by injecting human-induced pluripotent stem cells reprogrammed from adult human cells like skin cells into early pig embryos. Researchers found the intermediate pluripotent stem cells survived and integrated best inside the developing pig host. Scientists took ordinary adult human cells and turned them back into a pluripotent embryo-like state. These human stem cells were placed into early-stage pig embryos. The hybrid embryos were implanted into adult souls and allowed to grow for 3 to 4 weeks before removal. They lying. They created that motherfucker in the lab and they let that motherfucker fully grow. They did not stop it at 3 to 4 weeks. Now, a Neanderthal was spliced with a Dravidian. White people come from an albino Dravidian who were genetically spliced with primates and other animals. As you can see, that DNA they share. And that broke down deep chambers in DNA. They are the original process of breaking down genome code in human DNA. From a Dravidian, you get Chinese, Korean, and Asian people. This is why their pigment is lighter. They have a lighter skin tone. And once the genetic engineering process on this planet kept breaking down, it became a CARC agent. CARC comes from the word carcass, which means dead. This is how you get the word Caucasian. Scientifically, Caucasian is a dead agent, a genetically dead agent. As you can see, CARC is dead body of an animal. You can see Caucasian is literally in the word Asian, Caucasian. Look, the 5 races: Mongolian, Ethiopian, Native American, and Caucasian. Except Lapps and Finns, Armenians, Persians, and Hindus, as well as Arabs and Jews. As you can see, Dravidian pertaining to the race in Southern India and languages. And that's how you get the word Caucasian, because they were genetically engineered. I just showed you. Look at the Caucasian from Caucasus Mountain. And I might have to make part 2 of this shit because it's a lot of shit I had to leave out. But we gotta destroy this colonization. Take back our fucking planet. I say, folks.